So when we allow ourselves the space to manage ourselves, then we can actually practice it. We can actually take this to our families. We can apply it with our families. We're living in a time where emotions are at the forefront of everything. In the last decade, the research, or actually almost 3 decades now, the research that has been conducted on emotions and emotional intelligence and the importance of expressing our emotions, it's really been at the forefront of education. It's been at the forefront of the business world. It's been at the forefront of conversation. It's been at the forefront of social media. This education, this research on how important it is to express our emotions has allowed, to a certain extent, and is responsible for even the madness that we see on social media, with people just spilling their guts, irrespective of how it's going to affect the other, because they're holding this space of, well, I need to say my part. This is my voice. I'm going to express it. But this is just one piece of emotional intelligence. And this is where mindfulness has been such an important bridge, because we have this wisdom of what not expressing our emotions does to us. We have the science that talks about the importance of expressing emotions and how to do it and how that benefits us. But the actual how to, in the way of a practice for ourselves, that's where mindfulness has come in. It's become that bridge. It's become that toolbox for people. And this is why we see now this breakthrough. Anytime we have to rebuild something, we have to break it down first. Think about when we see a sandcastle, or we have this, something that we're making out of Play-Doh, and we want to redo it. What do we have to do? We have to start at ground zero. We've got to take it down and then start again. And this pandemic time has been a time of unmatched rebuilding. When we think of whether it's technology, or we think of the environment, we think of medicine, we think of racism, we think of all of these human connection and disconnection things that have surfaced. These are all systems that no longer worked, that broke down, or that at least the light was shown upon them to us, that these things are broken and then they're rebuilt. So now science has already showed us, how emotions are broken down, what they are, how they are, the effects that they have on our body, how important it is to handle them. But there are very few tools on the how to actually do it. So today I'm going to share with you guys this really great tool that I've learned in my mindfulness teachings last year, and it's called RAIN, RAIN. And for those of you that have read The Perfect Parent, or have been part of, my teachings, and those of you that understand or remember the dealing with the feeling part of it, this is kind of an expanded version of dealing with the feeling. So RAIN, R, stands for recognize. So recognizing the emotion and naming it, perhaps. Oh, I'm feeling angry. Oh, that was fear. Oh, that's jealousy. That's hatred. That's love, whatever it might be. Then the A stands for allow, allowing that emotion to be where it is. And it's very easy for us to recognize an emotion, but not take that time to allow it to come through us, to rise within us, because we have this habit of resolving it. Let's just quickly do something about this. What's your problem? What's going on? Whether we say this to ourselves or to someone else, we don't really know how to sit with it. And that's where the I comes in. Once you allow yourself and say, okay, I'm feeling this emotion, allow. Then comes the investigate. Investigating, where do I feel this in my body? Where is this thought? Where is it affecting me? Is my neck tight? Is my stomach crunching? Is what's happening? Is, do I have a headache? Are my eyes hurting? Investigating where I'm feeling this in my body. Where am I feeling this in my breath? Is my breath uneven? Taking that time to investigate. And then N is that nurturing it with compassion and letting it be okay. What the N, the nurture, also helps us do is it helps us non-identify with it, which means it helps us create a distance with it. Now think about when you're holding someone really close, when you're giving them a hug, when they're so close to you, you can't really see them, but you can feel them. So when you feel emotions, they're just really close to you. In order to see them for what they are, and to see them for what they're bringing to you, good, bad, ugly, whatever that might be in your body or in your heart or in your emotions, we have to create a little distance. And so taking this step of RAIN, rain, really allows us to create that distance. And when we create that distance, then we start to feel the power that we hold within us, separate from this analysis that we do of this rising emotion. And we go, oh, okay, I can resolve this emotion just by going through these steps.